Earlier today, I spoke with His Majesty the King to request the dissolution of Parliament. The King has granted this request, and we will have a general election on the 4th of July.
Welcome back. That, of course, Rishi Sunak yesterday being drowned out, both by the rain and that amplifier blasting out things can only get better. As, of course, he announced the general election is going to be on Thursday, the 4th of July. Well, unsurprisingly, there's been a huge reaction to his appearance on social media. Some of those include, "Can I borrow your cagoule?" He's asking that wee lady on the bus. We've also seen him surrounded by, that's not just floodwater, I would have to say. I can describe that as something else altogether. And this post from the Trades Union Congress saying, "Forced to work in the rain unnecessarily? Join a union." Well, ITV News UK editor Paul Brand joins me now. Now, instead of talking about what he was talking about, everybody's talking about what it looked like, because he was like a wee drowned rat.
Yeah, and it's the worst possible imagery when you're launching an election campaign and you've already got a reputation, some would say, for being a bit of a damp squib, right? He's the Prime Minister who hasn't managed to really inject that much energy into the economy and really transform people's lives yet, although he would say he's on the right path to doing that. And I just, I think most people just be asking, why not put on a coat or hold an umbrella or get a little gazebo? Or do it inside in the multi-million-pound briefing room that they spent a load of money on.
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
Because
really.
you're battling against the noise outside. I mean, even, the people that the chap that does it knows exactly what he's doing, because he was on the right side of the gate. He was outside the gate, wasn't he? And had this big boombox thing.
He has a massive
Even
boombox.
it had an umbrella. I mean, look, the boombox has got an umbrella.
And he does it every time, so
I know, they
should
must know.
the advisors should know what to expect.
They really should. They absolutely should. And you can imagine social media's gone crazy about it. But I was saying earlier on, you can look cool with an umbrella. You can look cool. Barack Obama looked fine. I mean, you looked absolutely fine.
Yeah.
There he is.
As long as it's not windy.
Done.
As long as it's not windy.
Yeah, then it blows inside out and then it's really bad.
And actually, Downing Street is a bit of a wind tunnel, weirdly.
Is it?
It's got its own little climate, Downing Street.
Has it?
Yeah. But there are always these moments. Remember when Liz Truss got rained on as well?
Yeah.
She got absolutely soaked on one of her big days. So it's just the worst possible metaphor.
It's crazy. And do you think this... I mean, people knew, because obviously you guys all know what's going on. So there was a kind of like... It was bubbling away, wasn't it? Bubbling away, bubbling away. But it does seem a bizarre day to choose and a bizarre time.
Yeah, it did take most people by surprise, to be fair. I think a lot of political journalists hadn't anticipated a July election. Everyone thought that we were heading for the autumn. And I think that's partly the way Rishi Sunak framed it when he said it was the second half of the year. I think most people really thought that meant the autumn, rather than technically July the 4th is in the second half of the year by 4 days. But, but I think what's going on here is that the economic data hasn't been as good as the Conservatives would have hoped. They wanted by the autumn for there to be a bit of an economic bounce, maybe cut some more taxes before the election, but it just doesn't look like that's going to be possible now. And the other big worry is immigration. There tend to be a lot of small boat crossings, particularly in the summer months across the Channel.
Yeah.
And I think Rishi Sunak is nervous that he won't be able to get those flights off to Rwanda in time for the election, and that immigration will bubble up again as a really, really difficult issue for him over the summer. Well,
we'd like to hear from you as well. We're running a poll on this morning. Would you think less of a political leader if he held an umbrella? We'll have the results later. Earlier in the show, we were talking about, weren't we, Rishi Sunak's very wet general election announcement yesterday. We have been running a poll, as we do, asking, would you think less of a politician leader for holding an umbrella? So far we say, only 6% of you would, so he should have, and he should have actually done the whole thing inside, and it would have been a lot more dignified and statesmanlike, but there you go.